What's up, YouTube? 9 to 5 Markets back for another video. So in this video we have a few things to talk about and a few stocks to actually go over, along with the portfolio balance and just a few key terms that I just want to put on your radar as well, guys. So I hope you had an amazing weekend. Weekends are not the same for me anymore as they were before, so that's what's changed since I got into the stock market. I'm always looking forward to just trading, watching certain stocks, the movement and everything. So it's bound to happen once you start to kind of appreciate certain things in the stock market. You kind of tend to dislike the weekends and any holiday for that matter. So that's what started to happen with me. So just before we continue, if you guys found anything helpful in my videos, or if I helped you make money in any way, please do subscribe. It really helps me out. And if you like the video overall, please leave it a big fat thumbs up, as that helps me out a lot too. All right, guys. So with further ado, let's dive right into the video, and I'll keep it short and sweet. So the first thing that I'm going to be talking about is my balance of my account from both my Canadian and my US account. So I have to kind of sort this out in the sense that I do trade a lot within my US account. I do have 4 different portfolios. So this is just my YouTube portfolio, and I'm going to be showing you the 2 accounts. And yeah, so I will be making some changes in the sense that I will have to move some securities from my Canadian account to my US, so the balances might have to differ a little bit, but I'll try to keep you guys up to date as I do that. So let's just dive into my Canadian account. So right off the bat, I'm gonna have a picture right up here if you guys can see. So my Canadian account on January 4th, the day I started my whole 2021 stock market challenge, was at $31,984.79. And as of January 17th, which was yesterday, this Sunday, it was standing at $36,442.44. Minor fluctuations. It was above like 38,000 during the market open, but it did drop. So those are minor fluctuations we'll see throughout the days. So nothing to panic about or kind of stress about. Ideally, I'll have my first milestone of reaching 41,000. When I do reach that, that'll be my 10K mark on my Canadian account. So I'm looking forward to that, of course. All right, so Canadian account, and now I'm going to show you my US account. So on the US account, if you guys remember through my first video, I showed this exact same graph on the left. So we started originally with the beginning balance of $11,928, and at the ending it was sitting around $14,727 that time, because we did have some gains. So as of today, which I took this screenshot literally about a few hours ago, we are sitting at $15,989.95. So still decent gain since where we started, which was 11,928, till all the way up to almost 16,000, basically $10 off. So up to 16,000. So very good gains within a few weeks, you can even say. So I'm proud of that, and that's just because the market has been a bull market. We all seen the stock market just been going up and up and up, and due to the fact that it is going up so high, keep in mind that the market will have a correction. So we don't know when, but what I am predicting is Biden goes into office on Wednesday, which will kind of hinder all the tech stocks and have maybe a minor correction. So be on the lookout for that, of course. Okay, a correction is coming, so it's not inevitable. I'm just letting you guys know. Keep your money and have some cash on the side in case we do have major pullbacks in the market. And I will definitely be kind of clearing up some of my shares and whatnot, so I can kind of have cash ready for those red days as well. All right, so there you go. Those are both my portfolios, and you can see the gain, if you kind of add it up, is roughly around 10K. So doing well, I guess you can say, but that's day to day. Our goal is still further ahead, and we're going to keep attacking and making the goal come true, which is 100K within this year. So let's see what we can do. All right, so now let's dive into a few of the stocks that we have on our watch list as well. So but just before I begin, as I said, if you guys found anything good in my videos, please subscribe, as I'm going to be the most transparent with my account and the stocks that I take, and like the trades I take, not the stock. All right, so the first stock that we're just going to be looking at, I'm not putting on this, not for a radar or anything like that. It's just to kind of show you guys how a support and resistance works. Okay, I got a lot of messages saying, where do I find my entry price? How do I know if it's a good time to get into the stock and whatnot? So I'm just going to show you. It's very simple. People try to like overcomplicate it, but it's actually not. So you're gonna, let's say we take a look at this stock Zoom on the daily time frame, okay? Very easy, you can just see it. So the date's at the bottom, price target, the prices are on the side, and then basically what you would want to do is create your trend lines and figure out the direction of the stock, where it's headed right now. So in the recent few weeks, you can say it looks like a downtrend. So I'm gonna take my line, I'm gonna put it right here and then draw it downwards, all right? So the way you wanna draw these is where you can have as many points touch the resistance. So for example, I'm gonna draw a line like this. There's 1 point right here, so I'll put it there, go back here, and then kind of just drag it a little bit more down and try to get as many points touching the resistance, okay? More, the better, you can say. So we have 1 point right here, the second point right here, third point right there, okay? And the same thing we're gonna do, we're gonna draw one for the support for this trend, okay? We'll take the line, very simple, just draw it, and then we can move it around, don't worry. So let me just move this out of the way. It's not, you really don't have to overcomplicate this type of stuff. So it's very simple trend. So for anyone doing stocks for the first time, you can clearly see this is going towards which way. It's not uptrend, clearly it is a downtrend. All right, so the stock is falling from the price of 557 and it's been falling ever since then. Obviously you can see kind of these little bounces happen, and you can kind of consider these, like if you're a swing trader, this is where you would kind of ideally take your position, get in and get out, get in and out, and repeat, right? So you see it bounced off here, came down here, bounced off the support, went up a little bit, and then gap back down. Maybe had some very negative news came out, or actually positive COVID news, because Zoom is a stock that kind of thrives on COVID. More COVID cases, this will keep thriving, right? So right here, it shot back up, hit the resistance again, came back down, hit the support, went up a little bit, hit the support, went back up, and you can clearly see, if you want to like take an entry position on this, you know where you can possibly take it. And just from the point that it's at right now, which is around the $384, it is hitting the resistance. So what would you ideally do if you want to take a position in this? Depending on the circumstance and the news on the market and what's happening within the stock, you would have to kind of understand that as well, right? They go hand in hand. So I personally would not take any position on this. I would just wait for the stock to kind of dip back down. It probably will not come back too low, because there is a major support, you can say, right here too. If you look at the far back right here, I would kind of count this as support. So I wouldn't see it come down too low, but I would ideally wait for around maybe 350-ish, like a little pullback to happen, of course, and then probably find an entry point, right? So ideally I want it down here, but it's probably not gonna hit, because like if we draw this line right here across and right there, so you can kind of see the direction is kind of changing, and the 21 EMA exponential moving average is kind of starting to curl up a little bit. So it's kind of going upwards, you can say, and the trend is about to change. So I would ideally wait for a little more of a pullback if I wanted to kind of enter the stock, but I'm just telling you to kind of how to evaluate a chart and like a stock, and just kind of get your idea points, find the trend, and just kind of label out your support and resistance. Because ideally you would not want to enter up here, right? It's hitting the resistance, there will be no point of entering. Ideally you would want to enter somewhere along this line right here, the support, if you wanted to take a position in a certain stock. All right, so I'm going to talk about NIO, which is Tesla's baby competitor. So I did already pre-draw the trend lines and everything, and you guys can clearly see this is a uptrend. All right, so a uptrend is when you're making higher highs and lower lows. So there's a high right here, this high is higher than that low, higher than the previous high, and then there's one low here, a little bit higher here, and just you gotta kind of look at it. It won't be always like, it won't work out the way you want it to, but you kind of have to get the idea. It is showing an upward pattern. So right here, higher high from here, so it hit the resistance, and it came back down, and now ideally I'm waiting for the price to kind of come back to this bubble, and I'll consider taking a small position here and seeing where the stock wants to head. If I continue to see it going upwards, I will kind of add a little bit more to my position, but I won't be too aggressive. Reason being, the RSI is kind of floating around like the 70 mark range. Ideally you would want it somewhere around like 50-ish. So You gotta take different things into account, guys. So keep this on your radar. Ideally, I'm gonna be taking my position around $52. And then if I see the stock kind of pull back more to around 50, I'll put a little bit more in. Because ideally I see a nice support around 50 bucks and I ideally would want to get in that. And I don't see it coming any time lower because Biden, again, eco-friendly, very clean energy oriented, and Tesla and NIO have been killing it this year, and I don't see them falling too or retracing too far back down. So that's one of the stocks that I just want to put on your list and kind of put that key entry pricing. All right, guys. Just before I move on, I forgot to mention what an EMA is. EMA is exponential moving average. Okay, so the time period you can kind of choose whether you want it to be either 100 days, 21 days, or whatever. So what I like to do is I use the white line right here represents the 21 exponential moving average. All right. So what that is basically a moving average of the price. Okay, the recent price action of the stock. So the way I personally use it is whenever I see a stock going in a certain pattern or direction, I'll use it as like a little support, you can't even say. Okay, so let's say we'll take Tesla as an example, and if I see the stock is an upwards trend pattern, where do I find my entry price? So right here, if we look here on June 20th, 29th, the price was right on, close to the EMA, so I would kind of consider this a entry point, because you don't want to take a position like if the price is away from the EMA, then you already know it's going to retrace back to it because it's a most recent price action, and the price normally always comes back to the EMA. Okay, again, if you look right here, perfect point would have been to be entering right here and then kind of riding it up, and the further it is, the better it is. And then right here, this is where it kind of breaks the pattern of uptrend and it starts to consolidate. And you may say, where do you see the consolidation? Right here. This is where I see the consolidation. All right, so you guys always have to keep this into account. I know this is like after all this has happened, but this is just another indicator to kind of help you like get your price action or entry prices right, actually. Okay, so another thing right here, if you really wanted to enter, but you would have to draw a little bit more stricter trend lines on a smaller time frame of maybe 4 hours or 2 hours and kind of find that breakout point. So if I saw this and it kind of broke, it didn't break here, it didn't break here, but then it did break out here, this would be a continuation of an uptrend. And it does start to continue upwards, and you could have, if you want to take a small, like a position here and kind of follow it, because you do see this large spike up, and as well as on the, what do you call it, RSI, a nice little jump. So, and then you can kind of see it just goes up and up and up. But let's say you're around here and you don't know what to do around the 600 mark price. So it's quite far away if you look at this candlestick, and imagine these are not here. This red candlestick right here is where you would ideally kind of wait to see it kind of pull back and get close to the EMA. And then I would honestly took my position right here at this candlestick when it came back close to this, because it is an upward trend, and this is ideally where you would want to enter and kind of ride the wave back up. So this is just another tip or a indicator to kind of help you find your entry points as well, along with support and resistance. So don't overcomplicate it. It's very simple: support, resistance, and just kind of finding the price action of the stock and the direction it's moving, especially the direction. You do not want to trade against the direction. If the stock is going downwards, you would not want to be in like saying the stock is going to go up. Wait for it to have some type of a breakout out of the pattern and then kind of catch your trade based on that. All right, guys. So as just a little quick recap, NIO, we're looking for a nice entry on that this week, and along with I didn't go over it, but DKNG, which is DraftKings as well. So I'll go over that quickly with you guys. DKNG. So this is another stock I have on my watch list. Reason being, it's in an uptrend right now, and it's looking like a buying opportunity. I missed my buying opportunity right here, which was last week. I did see it come to this price, and I did not take advantage, and that's okay, right? You're not going to catch all the fish in the sea, so it's all about just waiting it out and seeing. So right here would have been nice. So what I'm going to have to do now, move this up, and this is where my zone is going to be now to kind of keep some alerts on. So ideally what I would want to see within this is I want DraftKings to kind of have a pullback around to this support around $50. Okay, if it pulls back to $50, I'm definitely picking up shares, because this is in an upwards trend, and I see the stock going to its all-time highs of $60. So definitely keep this on your watch list as well. Ideally $50 is where you would want to enter. Anything below is a great, so keep these 2 stocks on your watch list for this week because they might have some pullbacks and have some buying opportunities. So I hope this video helped you guys out, and if it did, please leave it a thumbs up. I'll be doing more videos with in-depth indicators and kind of going over those as well. If you think you didn't understand something too well, leave me a comment. I'll try to explain it in the comments as well to you to kind of help you out. So let's embrace this journey, guys. 2021 is going to be an amazing year. We just started off with it. It's only been 18 days into it. It seems like it's flying by. So further ado, most people see the end result and very few consider the journey. All right, guys, I always want you to remember that this is a journey. This is not a quick get rich quick scheme or anything. I mention it all the time. Patience, patience, patience. All right, in the stock market, the people who are patient, the stock market will reward them. Okay, so that's about it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace, guys.